Welcome to section 33 of the Grand Tour Northumberland. In this episode we'll be looking at a Peel Tower, some ancient rock art and a hidden waterfall. Although it's not so much secret anymore, but it used to be. And of course the beautiful Northumberland countryside and an old disused coal mine. So join me for section 33 of the Grand Tour of Northumberland.
Digging through a closet, walled cities, past lives in boxes. Music absorbed till it's seeped from my skin. Can't stand to hear it. Means more to me than photographs. Pictures of backyard and northern sunsets are all that exist in my mind. Freshly cut lawns and daytime sprinklers, spider webs on a gray wooden fence. I remember the convenience.
We're starting again on this very busy road just outside Doddington. That's an impressive house. This here as well is an impressive house. It's the old vicarage. It's a grade 2 listed building. We're after coming to see the church, to be honest. After chatting, I thought I better see this one just in case. It's quite a big house for a vicarage, isn't it? Oh, it's nice little steps. That's cool. So see how they use the gate. Very overgrown graveyard. Quite a lot of graves for a small place. And yeah, it's a small church. Let's see if it's open. Sometimes they're not. It is. It's very dark in here. Found the lights. It's a nice little church. I don't know a lot about this church, to be honest. I don't know a lot about the history of it. It's screaming 18th century to me, but it also looks as though it's probably been a church here for a lot longer than that. Just seeing if there's a light for him as well. It's a very dark day today. Hope it brightens up later. I'm not sure what this footage is going to be like because it's very dark. It's a nice little church, but it is a dark church, especially at the altar. It's very dark there. It's a bit I was just about to leave. I really should have done a little bit of research on this church. The current church that's here at the moment looks late 18th, early 19th century. But it does look as though it's been here for a lot longer than that. Just as I was leaving, I spied something that looks like an Anglo-Saxon grave marker. Now I'm not 100% sure, but that looks awfully similar to Anglo-Saxon graves that we've already seen on the Grand Tour. There's another marker here as well. This stone here, I'm not sure about. When I get home, I'm going to have a look at the history of this place and try and find out some more information. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with this place. It's really messing with my camera. I was just about to say this place is really spooky. It kind of gives me a bit of a chills. And like my camera's going all funny and haywire just there. I was just about to say, wow, that's one little spooky little church. I don't know if you got the footage about the Anglo-Saxon bit. I hope so. Anyway, because I'm leaving this place because it's dead creepy. I think this is probably the creepiest church I've been in. I don't normally get spooked out actually. I think it's because when I was looking at the footage of chatting and it's got that ghost figure on the pews, which I completely missed at the time. Obviously it's not a real ghost, but when you've missed something when you were there in person and you never saw it, and then you see it on the photos afterwards, it's always a little bit spooky. So the Grand Tour of Northumberland is getting spooky again. Nothing will beat that entire family that just disappeared in the Cheviots. That was like the spookiest thing ever. I have still no idea how they did that. It was just like 1 minute they're walking towards me, I go in the dip, come out, and they're gone. And like it wasn't just like visually gone, like the noise that they were making I could hear from quite far away, and like it just went dead quiet. It was so uncanny. In any case, I'm going to spook myself over just starting this walk. I actually just went to check the map on my phone because I was wondering if I can go that way or if I have to double back on myself. I'm actually doubling back on myself because I can't check the map because for some reason the phone won't work at all since coming out of that church. Like all my electronic stuff is just like gone crazy. That's spooky that. So I'm heading back the way I came. Basically there are two kind of farm sites on here. There's the South Farm and there's the North Farm. It's the North Farm that we actually need to go because the road which I'm walking along goes via the North Farm. In case you're wondering, this probably will mean nothing to anybody who's outside of Northumberland possibly, but Doddington, yes, it is the place of Doddington ice cream and Doddington cheese. I think it's more famous for the ice cream now than it is for the cheese, but they used to mature the cheese in Cuddy's Cave, which is the reason why you can't go to Cuddy's Cave now. But yeah, this is the place where they make the ice cream, and if you want to try the ice cream, go back to Wooler and there's a place called the Milk Bar and you can try the ice cream there. So we saw this cross at the end of the last walk. I believe it's called Well Cross, Doddington Well Cross. It was built by a vicar in the mid-19th century on top of a well. You see the well at the bottom here of the cross, hence the name Well Cross. Now there's a bastille here which I really want to go and see. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to, but we're going to try. just behind these sheds. I'm really hoping that we can't see it. Actually, it's a peel tower. How impressive is it? Very impressive. What a way to begin section 33. Unfortunately, there's a big gap between here and the next bit, which is really interesting. Beautiful. So this is the Peel Tower in Doddington. I think it's actually listed as a castle, I'm not sure. But well impressed. I'm so pleased I got to see that. I was a little worried that I wouldn't be allowed to see it, but no one challenged me. It was really cool. Good way to start this walk. Not sure how well you'll pick that up, but there's the Peel Tower there. This wall is incredibly impressive. I wonder when it was built. It's a lovely little place, Doddington. So that sign there saying Fenton's, which is the direction we're headed. We could have gone up that way and then have to go right and then double back on ourselves. To be honest, it's 6 to 2 freeze. You can either do the walk along the road or you can go via the fields. Originally I plotted it for the fields and I only changed my mind last minute. Apparently not. The South Farm is somewhere around that area. This here is North Doddington Farm. This is where the ice cream magic happens. We're heading along this road here. So, what's your favourite flavour ice cream? Comments below. Isn't that lovely? Let's just follow this lane, and we do road work for quite a while. I'm not sure how long actually, maybe 2-3 miles of road work. There's a place I really wanted to go and I'll talk about it later. Road work is so boring. But it's really annoying because like over there somewhere is one of Northumberland's most beautiful big houses, Fenton House. And here we're in, I think it's Fenton where we are at the moment. So we're heading up this way, which is Fenton Hill, 1.5 miles. And then when we get to the top of here, we turn right to Rowton Lynn Farm. That's where we're headed. But yeah, as I was saying, a beautiful big house, and there's a driveway which goes almost direct from Doddington straight across the big house. You can see the view. Hopefully, I think you'll probably be able to see the big house. Cuts along the side of the wood, all private land. It's all part of Fenton Estate, I think it is called. It's beautiful. It's like, check it out on the internet. It's like really white and it's got towers and everything. It's like fairy tale almost. Any case, let's continue this road work. To be honest, I'm not going to film much on the road because it's boring. Just make it out. Routing Lane Farm. Used to be a lot more clearer, but it's not anymore. So we're turning left here. Let's see that there's a signpost there as well. It all gets very hidden here now. So first of all, we're going to go and see a stone which has got loads of carvings on. It's one of the best stones like that in Northumberland. So we're going to go and see that first, and then we're going to go and see a waterfall, which feels a little bit hidden, but it's actually quite well known. So we're going to be heading through this undergrowth towards those rhododendrons. Again, with all the ferns and bluebells. Kind of lends to the setting, to be honest. Beautiful. I'm hoping the stone isn't really overgrown because of all of this. Certainly the path is quite overgrown, although it's a bit clearer here. Maybe we should have stayed on the road for a little bit longer, ducking underneath a tree. Here we go. This is what we've come to see. I have been here before with my daughter. My daughter's with me again today, but we came when she was really little. So there is actually a video of this place already on YouTube from another lifetime ago. Still find it hard to believe that this was once quarried. How much was lost as a result. Now I know for a fact that this rock has lots of carvings, but I'm really struggling to see. Here we go. Here's the first one. That's really obvious. And the cut marks. Some more cut marks as well. These ones are definitely not erosion. There's another one down here. There's another two actually. This one here. Circles. And this one here. And there's a third one just a bit down there. It actually might be easier on a wet day to see these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up on the top there. And then there's a huge one over here. This one's really big. And this one's probably the clearest because it hasn't got any of the algae type, whatever it is called, growing on it, which makes it very, very clear. So that's probably actually the best example in terms of a photograph. But when you're here in person, the other ones are still very visible. There's still quite a bit of erosion as well. And again, how much has been lost because of the erosion and how much has been lost because of quarrying. Pretty amazing, isn't it? So this is Mesolithic, I think. It's pre-Bronze Age, begin the Bronze Age. This one looks like a foot carved into it. That's erosion probably, it's just coincidence, but it looks like a foot. See if we can see any more before we head off to the waterfall. Oh, there, we missed this one. It's a huge one here, really big. It was being cut because of the quarrying. Shows you how much has been lost, you see. I think we already included this one, but might have missed it. These ones we missed, we didn't see. Wow, that one's really clear on the camera. And there's another one there. Again, some of it's been quarried away, so we missed a bit. And again here, we've got the lines down here. There was another ring here. There's another one here which you can just make out. And then this side's been quarried. So how cool is that? That was worth the walk along the road just to see this. We still got a lot more to see. So let's head back down this path and we're gonna head to the waterfall. So here's the road. Since the last time I came here, the path is a lot more clear. It's very steep coming down here, so be careful. Probably best not doing it in the wet. See, before it used to be a little bit more gentle, but it was still difficult. It's very steep up there. So I'm going to run to this tree. It was always a bit of an adventure to come down here, but before it was quite doable in the wet. Now I'm not so sure. It's a beautiful place, yeah. So magical. See, we'll come down there. It was really steep. There's a short cave. Some more overhangs over there. And that's what we've come to see. Last time I was here, this was not passable. It is today. The water is a lot less than it was before. You need to be careful though, that's not too slippy. So this is the other routing or routing lane. Spelt slightly different to the other one. But just as impressive, if not slightly more impressive, to be honest. But a lot more people come here. It's like an amphitheatre. Routing or routing lane, depending how you want to pronounce it. Impressive, isn't it? It's even more impressive when there's more water, but with the path gone and that new path, it'd be really hazardous coming down here in the wet. That was a steep climb. I'm out of breath. Come up to the top of the waterfall. And the path heads up this way. What you don't often see is the smaller waterfalls at the top of the big one. So we're going past this building through that gate there. There's a house behind it. We're going to head up there. There should be a tank on the map, and then it's straight up from the tank to the first thing that we want to see up there. I'll keep it a little bit of a mystery if you don't already know. So I'm not exactly sure where this tank is that's on the map. However, there is a path that leads up there. Oh, that's the tank there. I see it off the brick. So it's straight up from there. Once more, this is very steep. Here's the tank. It's more or less straight up from the tank. These crags are called goat crags. And they're called goat crags for a reason, as we will see. Wow, that's steep. The path disappears at the tank a little bit, but then it reappears here. And these crags are huge once you get underneath them. They don't look so big on the bottom. Well, that took a lot of finding, but we did find it in the end, thanks to my daughter's eagle eyes, and spotted it, and I pulled up a picture online to try and match the rocks to find it. This is what we came for. That was what all the effort was for. These are carvings of either goat or deer, most likely goat because this place is called Goat Crags. This one here, I don't know if that's erosion or not, but there's a place in Norway, I think it is, or Sweden. It's an island of Sweden or Norway which has got very similar figures to that. So they believe that this is either Bronze Age or Mesolithic. Pre-Bronze Age. And as far as I know, it's only one of 2 sites in the UK with carvings of animals on rocks. Mostly it's circles and cups. There's the 4th one, I was looking for it. So mostly it's carvings of circles and cups, but there's this site here in Northumberland, and the other site is in Scotland, which they just recently found actually. And then all the newspapers were saying like, it's the only place in the UK which just has rock carvings of animals, and I'm sat there going, no, it's not. These ones have been known for a long time, hence the reason why it's called Goat's Crag. Views over there, by the way, is just stunning. It's a shame the clouds low on the Cheviot. It would have made it much more impressive. Oh, that took some finding, but I'm really glad we did find it. Now we need to head up through the gaps of the crags somewhere. Just taking a moment to enjoy that view in this sunken path, that old farm. The clouds looking menacing. It's beautiful, isn't it? Love Northumberland. So we're heading off in that kind of general direction. Our next stop is going to be a coal mine. An abandoned coal mine, or an old one in any case. Oh, those views, look at those. Amazing. That's one good thing about both this section and the previous section. The views are just out of this world. This is our first sight of Ford Moss, which is an old coal mine. Just down the bottom there, that chimney. Maybe a bit difficult to see on this camera. But we will be going closer. So here's the first bits of ruin from the coal mine. This here is now all a nature reserve. I think it's been like kind of left for rewilding. Beautiful at the moment because all of the trees are in blossom. The path keeps vanishing though and then reappearing. Caution, disused mine workers, please keep to tracks and paths. One last look before we head off. It's framed very beautifully. It's a shame that there's no way to get to it because each path just leads to a dead end of gorse. It says to keep to paths and tracks, but it all just leads to dead end and gorse. As much as I would like to go closer to the chimney, I'm not going to suffer going through all of that gorse and hawthorn and blackthorn just to get a little bit closer than I am already. So that chimney, that's the remains of the coal mine called Ford Moss. I spy an information board. It used to be a good viewpoint. Northumberland Wildlife Trust. Northumberland Wildlife Trust, Ford Moss Nature Reserve. There's the entrance. Oh, you're supposed to be able to go all the way around here. There's that other entrance that we saw. And then get to the chimney that way. There's supposed to be a path here or around, but can't really see it. But it does give a lovely view from here. Looking back before we head off. When you leave Ford Moss through the gate, you're doubling back on yourself like a hairpin bend before we're heading off in that direction. So we're heading through this little gate and across this rape field and then through those woods to the end. Which means we're going to get absolutely covered in yellow. And the hay fever is going to go absolutely haywire. Wow. Some of the same height as me. It's pretty amazing stuff. And the rest of the field is like almost finished with the flowers, but the path is still covered in flowers. I'm covered in little yellow dots. Nearly at the end, there's this delightful little bit of wood and then the road. Gotta walk back yet. And we make it to the beautiful village of Ford, where this section 33, ends and section 34 begins. So at Ford, which is the next section, we'll be doing more about Ford Castle then. But for now, how was section 33? Interesting at the beginning. A few places were a little bit difficult to find, if I'm honest about it. Especially the coats on the crags, that took a while to get. Very tired. Unfortunately, got to walk all the way back to the car. Normally, if this was car to car, it would have been about, I don't know, 7.5, 8.5 miles, thereabouts. The road section between Dodderton and Rounton Lane Farm, that's incredibly boring, but unfortunately necessary. I did think about taking it over the fields, but even then there was nothing of interest over the fields. And I thought, well, you might as well get that bit done as quick as possible, and it's a quiet country lane, there's not much traffic on it, so it's quite easy to do. But overall, once you get the Rounton Lane, that's where all the fun starts, that's where all the best bits are. So the rock art, which is fantastic, the goats, I'm really happy to finally find them. Really looking forward to seeing them, and got to see them. The waterfall, been to the waterfall before. It's a little bit more tricky to get there now. I mean, it was tricky before as well, to be fair, but it's very, very steep. So be careful if you're doing it in the wet. I mean, obviously the waterfall itself would be more impressive in the wet, but you'll not be able to cross the stream, so you'll not get the photos from the other side. It's one of those things, you know, slightly less rain, get to the other side, take some really good pictures, more rain, more impressive waterfall. So that's the choice, really. The chimney for the coal mine was a little disappointing, but we couldn't get to the chimney itself because of all the overgrowth, but never mind. Going through the rate field was fun. I'm covered in yellow dots now. But overall, enjoyed the walk. It's nice to be back out again. Let's see if we can continue it going, because this is like the second grand tour in a week. So me and my daughter, we're gonna have some jelly beans and to build up our energy, some water, and then head straight back as fast as we can along the easiest route that we can find. Hope you enjoyed the walk. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment below, hit the subscribe button for the next adventure, and share with your friends on social media, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Digging through a closet, walled cities, past lives and boxes.